Yo, what's going on, everybody? Yuki514. I'm here with a Yuki News video for you guys. It's been a while since I've actually done news in terms of COD. I need to get back to that a little more often now. Apologize for that. But the manga wings that are coming with OCG have their actual IRL effects now, no longer the manga effects. So, that's freaking awesome. And all I can say is I love them. And they didn't butcher them like they did with Gladius and the Muskets, and well, Graham they didn't really do too bad with, but Graham, in my opinion, really wasn't that good to begin with. But it's my personal opinion. But they're getting 4 new cards, and their effects are really good. There's only one of them, which in my opinion, Joe is pretty little bit of a meh card in my opinion, but I feel he does have a place some way somehow in a certain different other version of Blackwings. Not kind of how I play the deck. So anyway, let's get started with Blackwing Pinaka the Waxing Moon. It's a level 3 Dark Wingbeast tuner with 1200 attack and 1000 defense. It cannot be used as a synchro material except for synchro summon of a Blackwing monster, so that's going to force you to go into things like Armor Master and stuff like that. So that's a little bit of a negative, but not too much. Because I understand why they do that, because you already have Gale to go into things like Black Arrows and stuff like that, so you don't really need Panaka for that. But I feel Panaka does have her place somewhere, or his place. During the end phase, this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there from the field this turn. You can add one Blackwing monster from your deck to the hand, except for himself. You can only use the effect once per turn. So yeah, this is where Pinaka really does vary with things like Gale. Now, both these cards are really good. In my personal opinion, I do feel Gale is a better card because of the speed aspect. It allows you to spam much more easier with Gale. That's kind of what Gale is there for. But Pinaka has a certain place because of the fact that it allows you to deck in. That way you're not reliant on Whirlwind, and this allows you to net you any Blackwing monster you want. Your Tuners, your Kalute, your Shuri, your Bora, your Zephyr, your whatever Blackwing monster you're actually playing, it nets you it really easily. And it just has to be sent to the graveyard during this turn. Sent from the field to the graveyard. Icarus, destroy battle, Synchro Summon. The list goes on. So Pinaka is a really, really good card, very, very good card, and I feel like I'm definitely testing it out in different ways, maybe ratios. I might knock Gale down to 2 instead of playing 3 Gales and put this in. I don't know, but I really want to try it out because I feel like it's a really good searching card for the deck, and it's really nice. It gives you more targets with Shura, in my opinion. So next up we have Blackwing Chris the Crack of Dawn. It's a level 4 wing beast with 1900 attack, 300 defense. If you control a Blackwing monster other than Blackwing Chris the Crack of Dawn, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Chris once per turn this way. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by spell and trap effects. Really good. Now, the reason this card is really good is because it opens up the possibilities of rank 4 Blackwings becoming more of a thing now. Because before, you really didn't have much going for the deck. You had Shura, you had Bora, you had Zep, and you had also, what was that, I can't remember. It's like a 0 attack, 8 turns defense, Blackwing monster, I can't remember. I think it's Calm. I can't remember the name of the card, but you had that. You had different things, but it really wasn't that viable. But this makes it a little more viable, and especially since Raid Raptors are getting their Exceed, which searches out level 4 Dark Wing Beast type monsters. So you can pretty much easily kind of go into a rank 4 base deck, and this card makes it more viable. Now, it's sad that it's only a once per turn effect, so I guess it makes it more balanced. But testing definitely will be done with this, and all these cards are on Dev Pro right now. They are on Dev Pro as I'm speaking. I was on Dev Pro, working on some stuff for the new list and the update, and I saw this stuff, and I had to make a video on it. So these 4 cards are on Dev Pro, so I will be filling with this stuff tonight and tomorrow. So now we have Blackwing Tamer Hawk Joe the Jet Black. Artwork is pretty freaking badass. I gotta admit, they did a really good job with the artwork. It looks like an Indian / Egyptian type of feel to it. But anyway, it's a warrior, which is very, very strange. Now a winged beast. But he's not actually a Blackwing monster, he's a tamer. It requires a Blackwing tuner plus one or more Blackwing non-tuner monsters. So, not really a problem considering the fact that it's a Blackwing deck, so that restriction is not really necessary. But it's got 2600 attack and 2000 defense. You can target one level 5 or higher winged beast type monster in your graveyard and special summon it. During either player's turn, when your opponent targets exactly this card and no other cards for an attack or with a card effect, you can target one other blocking monster control that would be the appropriate target. That attack / effect now targets that new target. You can only use the effect of Blackwing Tamer Hawk Joe once per turn. this is the reason why he's meh for me. Because he's got decent attack, but if I'm going for level 7 Blackwing Monster, I'd rather go for Armor Master. That could basically can't be short battle, take no battle damage, and the whole wedge counter stuff. That to me, I would prefer over Joe. Over Joe. Now, Joe does have 100 extra attack, which is nice, but since he doesn't have anything really special going for him, outside of just allowing you to summon Wing Beast monster from your graveyard, I guess you want to go for like a low rank 7 Blackwing deck, which I think could also be viable. Again, in the way they're going with this, I think like sort of like a rank 7 base deck could definitely go. Something like that would be very beneficial for Joe. But in a typical regular Blackwing deck that you always see, Joe, in my opinion, has no place in that. But like the others, I feel like he has a place in another version of Blackwings, and this is sort of like a good evolution of the deck. So now it's starting to branch out into different things instead of just having Blackwings and Vayu Turbo. That's all you've really been saying. So this is more branches, more ways it can actually go. So I really like what they're doing with this. And then finally we have Blackwing Nothing, the Starlight. This is so good. I love it. Now, this gives you the option whether you want spamming capabilities or just some piercing damage with Armed Wing. It's a generic level 6 Synchro monster with 2400 attack, 600 defense, so it's 100 points stronger than Armed Wing. Now, if this card is special summoned, inflict 800 damage to your opponent, and then make one monster your opponent controls lose 800 attack and defense. Really good right there. Hit the board, dish out damage, and a monster your opponent controls lose 800 attack. Really good. And that's a permanent. Yeah, that's a permanent loss. You can only use the effect of Blackwing Nothing the Starlight once per turn. So this is another good combination, I guess, with Joe. You can just continue to dish out burn damage because of the fact that it's when a special summon. Because in the that's just kind of how it is. So during your main phase, you can normal summon one Blackwing monster in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. This is where the spamming capability comes in. This will allow you to kind of spam the board a lot more effectively, because now that you have this capability of normal summon again, you can now just normal summon another Shura and just kind of go off, or normal summon a, I can't do this Sirocco because I have the tribute for the Sirocco. But there's a lot of things you can initially do with this card, and for me personally, I really think I'm going to be taking out, my personal opinion is I will be testing out this card, especially this, in my normal Blackwing deck. I think I'll be taking out Armed Wing and putting this guy in, because Armed Wing, I'm only going to if I want to do some piercing damage. Nothing is going to be really good, because it just adds more spamming capabilities. But I guess, to each his own. If you prefer Armed Wing over this, I can't really stop you. But I really think this card is really good. So overall, I really think that the only one really who has really no place in a normal Blackwing deck is Joe. But I feel like everything brings something new to the table and brings something a little more interesting to the table. Like I said, Pinaka, good search power. I think it definitely has place maybe as a one-of in a regular Blackwing deck if you don't want to play 3 Gales. If you take out one of your Gales for it, because you don't want to overhaul the deck with tuners. That won't really be good. Chris, in my opinion, definitely has a place in regular Blackwings, as well as a rank 4 Blackwing deck, which is something I'll be working on. Tamer, and a different version of Blackwings, not typical Blackwings, like a rank 7 using just Gales and Pinaka. I think that will work very well. And then, of course, we have Nothing the Starlight, which is good in typical Blackwings, as well as other things. So, anyway, I want to know your thoughts on these 4 cards in the comment section below. I'm really interested in see what you guys are thinking about these cards. These are really, really good cards, in my opinion. They have a lot of power behind them, and I think that each of them, whether or not they may work in something typical, like I said, they have places in other variants, and I'll be working on different variants of Blackwings to bring you guys, because I love this deck to death. It's one of my all-time favorite decks, and, I'll still always play Blackwings. To the day I say, fuck this game, I quit. I will continue to play this deck, because it's so much fun. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time, and good job hitting the mic.